One of the best artists of all time, Eminem, is currently having an insane comeback with Houdini, and I'm sure that everyone from my generation who grew up listening to Eminem in like the late 90s, early 2000s is feeling a lot of nostalgia at the moment. So today I'm going to show you how to make some classic old school Eminem beats, guitar-based melody, boom bap drums, inspired by tracks like Sing for the Moment, Superman, Role Model, Marshall Mathers. Let's dive straight into it. So let's start off with a guitar one shot. We've got this one shot here. So similar to Houdini, we're going to take a lot of inspiration from old tracks and just steal a lot of different elements, get that nostalgia kicking in. So we got hints of that bass line from Forgot About Dre, we got a hint of the progression from Superman too. Like that, it just makes it a bit darker, and we can use this as a sort of false bass line. Cool, so now we'll use another guitar. We'll just use this one from Analog Lab. And all we need to do is just copy over that guitar bass line, and then we can just fill in the sort of chords and maybe arpeggiate them as well, give it that real Eminem sound. So we can just draw these in like so. There we go, and that last chord. So next up for the melody, I just want to start adding some more like accent sounds, maybe some strings. So I've got this Lunch 77 Dr. Dre drum kit, which is free to download. I'll put the link in the description, check it out. So let's just see if there's something in here we can use. So there's this little stab here we can just add in. EQ out pretty much everything. Also in this kit I found this really cool string sound which is called Eminem Soft String, and it's basically the intro to Cleaning Out My Closet. So keeping with that nostalgia theme of just putting in all these different elements from like famous Eminem tracks, I think that works perfectly for what we're trying to do. Next up, let's do another Analog Lab layer, just adding even more sort of strings. So obviously that's straight out of Superman, and I think we can just fit that right in. This is taking me back to my teens when I first bought the Eminem Show CD when it came out. Good times. Let's just quickly put in the bass line just to give everything a bit more depth. And honestly, we can just copy that guitar bass line we've done. We'll do a bass guitar, of course, and that will just fill out the more like subbier frequencies, like the real low end. So you can see I'm just making sure that everything is EQ'd appropriately. We've got to make sure everything takes its own space. We've got the guitar bass line, we've got the guitar, we've got the strings. That's filling up more of the higher end, the mid-highs as well. And then the bass, we'll just let that take up like everything below 100 Hertz or so. Before we go any further, let's add in some drums and get the rhythm going. One of the things I loved about the old school Eminem tracks were the drum patterns were so simple, so basic, really typical boom bap sounds, but you could literally play it with one hand on a keyboard. You could almost play it with one hand, two hands might have been better. And we'll just put this extra hat like so. Let's just group together the melody so that we're able to process it all together. Compression, RC20, EQ. Actually, going through this Dr. Dre kit, there's some interesting like texture sounds and Foley sounds. So let's put in a few of those to add a bit more character. Do another MIDI layer, just put in maybe like a synth. Honestly, I think that's all we need for the main layers. Now, all we really need to do is just add like a few effects, a few transitions, and finish arranging it. Before we do that, let's just beef up some of the sounds with some processing. I think we can fatten up the bass a little bit with some Bark of Dog. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see another video on how to make boom bap beats, check out this video right here.